Right, I'm gonna try that again. Let's go for take 4. Sounds good to me. I think it sounds good. Does it sound good to you? I mean, it sounds good to me. So, what's up, world? Lee here, coming to you with sticks, strings, and other things, my tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every fortnight to talk about all the crafty things that I have been getting my hands onto. This is episode 23, and I am filming this on August 24th. I had to check the clock. I had to check because I couldn't remember what day it was. This will be going up on August. Did I say October? Who knows? This will be going up on August 25th because I'm filming it on August 24th. I really want it to be October, so if I said October, that's just me projecting into the future and wishing it were fall, because I do. I wish it were fall. I want it to be fall. I love fall. And we've been having very fall-like, fall-leaning days out here in the Pacific Northwest, and I have been loving it, and I would like more of them. I want all the fall days, all of them. I want rain and fall. It is not rainy nor fall very much today. We have the sun, but it is still not too warm, and I am happy for that. I have my handy dandy cup of Earl Grey tea. I love my Earl Grey tea. The Earl and I are big fans. Well, I'm a big fan of the Earl. I have no clue if the Earl is a big fan of me. Who knows? Anyhow, gather around, sit down, pull up a chair, grab a drink. We'll be here for some amount of time. And thank you very much for coming and visiting with me. If you are new here, thank you so much. No clue how you found me, but I'm so glad you did. I hope you enjoy. And if you are a returning watcher, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me again. I do appreciate it. I do enjoy sharing my crafty goodness with all of you. Now, where shall I start? How about with a finish? Ah, yes, I finished this literally before I started filming, like shortly before. It took a little while for me to prep things up for getting the filming started, and then multiple restarts of the trying to film, and now there's a helicopter because no one wants me to film today, and that's just how it's gonna be. Right, so I have a finish. Ta-da! Isn't that a lovely one? Ooh, how about this direction? Isn't that a lovely one? I am very happy with this one. This is Let's Talk Summer by Hands On Design. I used the called for DMCs, and it is on Stitch Me's dirty chalkboard in a 40 count. And now my sun's gonna come out and it's perfectly fine. Right, where was I? I have finished a cup of tea and got myself a second. Yes. Where was I? Ah, yes, with my finish. Hands On Design, Let's Talk Summer, from her Chalk Talk series, using all the called for DMC on Stitched Me's dirty chalkboard in 40 count, 1 strand over 2. That's where I'm at. I did finish this right before I started filming, right before I started prepping for starting filming, which was a while ago now, honestly, because I keep getting interrupted. Because life is life, and life does what life does. So I'm really happy with this. I think it's sweet. I have all the other 4 seasons, and there's only 3 other seasons, a total of 4 seasons. I mean, I could invent my own season, I guess. The season of sleep. I think that'd be a great season. Probably follow fall, maybe winter, season of sleep in between those 2. Anyhow, I have finished that up. I'm very happy. I need to take photos of it and get it up on my Instagram and posted on the, with all the tags, because I did this as part of cross stitch summer camp that Colorado cross stitcher, and I forgot her first name. I think it starts with an S. I'm a terrible human being. I doesn't remember names. Colorado cross stitcher was doing over the summer, 1 project a month. You're supposed to start and finish it in the month. It's been very delightful. She is continuing it through the rest of the year with other things. I think she's actually doing a little bit of a more summery camp in the winter, so I guess that'd be winter camp, snow camp. For September, the concept, whatever, is spectacular. I think spectacular September, sumptuous September, something awesome September. I don't remember. So start something awesome that you've always wanted to start, something fabulous. And I don't think you have to try and finish it that month. For the summer ones, it was a start and finish for the month. And I did all three, which for someone who doesn't finish things, it's pretty good. I mean, we know it's not going to get fully finished. Maybe ever. But yeah, maybe, who knows, who knows, who knows. Maybe that'll be my goal for next year, is to actually try and start fully finishing things. Who knows, who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. And so that's where I was on that. Other cross stitch wise, I, excuse my reach, have a sort of finish. It's not a true finish because more will come, but it is a sort of finish because I've finished everything that has been out so far. What am I talking about? Why, I am talking about trying to get my needle minder off of here. I am talking about the Cryptid Sal by Witchy Stitcher. Oh yes, the Cryptid Sal. And I have my entire thing, and I don't think I showed this last time. I don't think I was completely finished, but I do have the entire the entire frame is finished. So I am all set for the first cryptid, which will be coming out on September 1st, and I am excited. It is living in this wonderful spooky bag by I don't know who. That is a spooky bag, and I am using the DMCs, called for DMCs, on a piece of 32 count. I think I said 28 before, but it is a 32 count burnt papyrus by Sugar Maple Fabrics. They were a fabric dyer who died a while ago. Not died a while ago, who used to dye fabric a while ago. Homonyms, aren't they great? A fabric dyer who used to dye fabric a while ago, and I don't think she has ever started up again. She stopped a long time ago. I have a bunch of it in my stash, and I pulled out this piece because I thought it would be perfect for the Cryptid Sal. And I'm all set for September 1st, because yay. That would be another piece that I worked on. And now I'm going to reach. This is horrible. This is horrible, 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 horrible. Another piece that I am working on, I was sort of, kind of attempting that whole 25 stitches a day thing, 25 a day. Some people were doing it by stitches, some people were doing it by minutes. And I realized I don't always have time to stitch every day. I don't stitch every day. That's just not me. That's not how I work. That's not how I craft. And so that fell by the wayside pretty darn quickly. I stitch in fits and starts. Some days I will stitch for an hour. Some days I will not pick up any stitching at all. So this is a Quaker Study by Carriage House Samplings, and I have made it all the way over. I'm not taking it out of the cross stitch, Q-Stap, whatever this is. But I've been doing some more fill-in work, and it is a delight. I am very much enjoying it. This is, I forget what fabric, but I am using some Vicki Clayton silks, and I'm doing 2/1 on, I think this is a 32 fabric, 32 count fabric in, I'm not sure what color. I could find out, maybe. No, I can't, because I don't have the bag right here. This literally was just sitting next to me. So that is all that I worked on stitching wise. I wanted to get the Cryptid Sal finished, and then I really wanted to get my summer camp August piece finished, and that took a lot more time than I thought it would. The August piece definitely took a bit more time because it's dark and I could only stitch on it during the day, so there are many days that I don't have time during the day to sit down to stitch, and so that took me more time than I thought it would. I'm very glad it is done though, because it is lovely. Other than that, I worked on some knitting. What knitting, you ask? Well, my summer sorrel sweater by Wool and Pine, of course. Last time I was hoping hoping that I could get through the entirety of the yoke and split for the sleeves. I did. Not only did I successfully do that, I am currently working on the 1 inch of ribbing down at the bottom. So I have put a lot of time into this guy. I've been loving it. I love the way it looks. I love the shape. It is fantastic, and I am in love with it. It is so squishy and wonderful. So today I will be finishing up the body, because I already have like 5 rows of 2x2 ribbing. I'm going to put some more 2x2 ribbing in to finish it up to have about 1 inch, probably 1.5 inches. I prefer a little bit over 1 inch to my ribbing for sweaters. So I'll probably have 1.5 inches. For that, I am using fingering weight yarn, 3 of the skeins. There are 2 up in this yoke, and then this 3rd skein here. Those are all blue. Blue Moon fibers. Those are all Blue Moon fibers in the Socks That Rock lightweight. One of the colors was Total Lunar Eclipse, one was Blood Moon, and I forget what the third one was. It was another moon color. This last color down here, yes, there is a 4th color down there. Don't know how well you can see that. It's browns and grays and a little bit of a lighter color without any reds. It is, I forget the name of that fiber. Let me see. Let me see if I kept it somewhere. I don't think I did. The band fell off when I was knitting on it, and I think I lost the band. It was a Montana dyer, and I picked it up in Bozeman a handful of years ago, and I just felt that the color looked really, really well with the other 4 colors. I'm very much enjoying the sweater. As soon as I finish the bottom band, I will then pick up and knit for the sleeves. The sleeves are short-sleeved, and I am planning on keeping them short-sleeved. I do not want this to be a long-sleeved shirt. So hopefully next time I will have that completed, and won't that be awesome? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm really enjoying the project. I'm really enjoying the fabric. I am doing it on US size 6 needles, which is a 4.0 millimeter. I am using the Mindful collection needles, and other than the fact they still tell me stupid things, I really do like the tips. They stay well. It's an interchangeable needle. It doesn't come unconnected for me when I use like little rubbery things to tighten the needles on. Love it. It's great. So that's where I am with that. I have changed what my work project is. So my work project had been Purl Soho's Half and Half triangle wrap. It is living in this gorgeous bag now. This is a bag by Fat Squirrel. It's a Fat Squirrel bag, and I'm in love with it. Isn't it great? Little moon kitties. Love them. Love them. So it got too big. This project got too big to be a work project. Like I said, this is the Purl Soho Half and Half triangle wrap. I am doing the large one, and here is the progress I have on the 2nd color. I'm still loving this. I'm loving the linen quill yarn that it uses. It's squishy, it's delightful. I am in love. These are my Haya Sharps. I am using a US size 4, 3.5 millimeter, and love. So much love. And this thing's going to be huge. I'm going to love it. It's going to just be the absolute best. But yes, this is just too big to be a work project. I can't. It just didn't work. I will show you. This is how much I had left on the 3rd ball of the 1st color. So You definitely do need that third skein of each color if you're using the larger size. And I used a chunk of it, but didn't feel like I was worrying about yarn chicken. So hooray. I'm still on the first skein of the black, and I'm loving it. I really, really, really am going to enjoy this project when it is finished. Now I just have to find time to work on it, not at work. So, since I needed a new work project that was smaller, I decided to put into my Matterroot main bag, nice and small. You'll notice lots of room in this one now. It is the start of a hat. This is the Oslo hat by, ooh, oh, who did the Oslo hat? Oh darn, I don't remember. The Oslo hat by, I'll put it down here, with, it's the mohair version of the hat, and I am using mindful needles in a size, what, 4? A size 4, 3.5 millimeter. And yeah, I have just started it. So that is all I have. I am using 2 skeins of Trilogy yarn. I am using it in her plush base, and I believe this was called Timberwolf, and also in her Suri base. So I'm holding one of these each together. And it is wonderfully scrumptious and squishy, and I am in love. Everybody needs hats, so I am starting a hat. And this will make a much more portable work project. So, yay. The other was just getting way too big, which does not work. This, much easier, much smaller, much more portable. And I'm loving it. So, let me get all that back in there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've worked on in the past 2 weeks. I am losing threads. I know where that belongs. It belongs in my cryptid cell, so I'm going to take care of that right. Right, so yes, that is all that I have been working on. Those are all my whips, one finish, lots of whips, getting really, 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 really close to a sweater finish, hooray. And yeah, I didn't really touch anything else. I know last time I had all these plans of things I was gonna start and do and finish and complete and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I ran out of time. Odd that. Thought I'd have more of it, and I don't have more time. I really don't. It's been busy at work. I'm still just working 2 days a week while I recover from my medical issues. And my bosses are absolutely fantastic and letting me do that. So I can continue to do that, and I am doing much better. I have special glasses for work that seem to be helping with all of that, so hooray. But yeah, even with only that, I am getting so exhausted when I work that I don't have as much time as I thought I would have crafting wise. So yeah, not as much got done, basically. So that's all the whips, that's all the finishes. So what are we gonna move on to next? Stash. Yeah, you know, I'm not stitching or knitting half as much as I was planning on, so of course that means I must buy more. Yeah. So we'll start with my Wool and Honey Sleeping Bear Yarn Club yarn, which was this one, Meadow by Moondrake. It's a pretty one. It came with this shawl, which if it's a one skeiner, I don't know, maybe I'll do it, I don't know. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. It's very springy colors, which is nice, but I don't know. Not where my heart is running right now. So then when I got the yarns from Trilogy from work, when I got the Trilogy yarns for that hat, I had a couple different ones that I was thinking of doing. So I ended up buying two sets for hats. The other set uses a Blue Fiber Company yarn. This is a it's a super fine superwash merino with some cashmere. So this is delightfully squishy in his colorway Diamond. And then a Trilogy yarn in their Surrey again. This color is Sexy Cowboy. So this will be held together to make another squishy, probably Oslo hat. But there's also a, is it a sockhead hat? It's something like the sockhead hat where you also hold a fingering and a mohair together to make a glorious, glorious hat. So that'll be a hat. And I'm excited about how that's gonna turn up. The one I'm working on right now is a kind of tamer version. This will be fun because the bright mohair against the neutral background I think will be glorious. And because I'm evidently on a hat kick, I was on the Farmer's Daughters Fibers website. I don't know why that is such a hard word combination for me to say, but it is. The Farmer's Daughter Fibers website. And I bought 2 hat sets from them as well. I mean, they weren't created as hat sets. I put them together for myself for more hats because evidently I want to knit hats right now. So I'm going to go with it. So one set will be holding this one, which is their squish fingering, which is 100% merino. Again, I don't mind that it's 100% merino. It's a hat, not socks. And I will be holding that with their Mighty Mo, which is a mohair base. I think that is going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. This is in the color When the Dust Settles, and this one is Filthy Scoundrel, which I kind of love. Filthy Scoundrel. So, Filthy Scoundrel, When the Dust Settles. Or when the dust settles, you find a filthy scoundrel? I don't know. Filthy scoundrels everywhere. The other set is also using their squish fingering, and this is the color The In-Between. And I will be holding it on with Walking the Steel in their mohair, and I think that will be a glorious hat as well. So I have lots of hats to knit now. But Christmas is coming, and these make great gifts. So Christmas is coming. I've got a bunch of yarn for hats for Christmas, and then all my other projects that I'm going to just be working on. So that is all my haul. Oh, yeah, that's enough. Definitely enough, but that is all my haul. So now let us move on to plans. And I did horrible with my plans last time. I didn't follow through on hardly any of them. I did a couple. I finished my August thing, and I did more on my cryptids and all of that, but I did a horrible job on most of my plans from last time. So let's start plans for this time. Now, since it'll be 2 weeks before I'm back, that does mean it will be September. And now my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna go take care of that first, and then I'll be back with my plans. Right, battery is now changed. Evidently, when you restart your filming like 5 times around, you use a lot more battery than you expect to. Really, I'm a professional at this. I am. Can't you tell? No? Really? I'm surprised. Right, let's get to plans. So you know at least my plan for my knitting. You saw my work plan, you see my sweater, which is living right here next to me. I'm going to finish that sweater. I'm going to finish that sweater, and I'm going to be delightfully finishing that sweater. I'm going to be so happy, and then I'm going to wear that sweater. It's going to be wonderful. When that sweater is done, I think what I'm going to do is go back to an old sweater, you know. I think I showed it on here because, you know, I did a long time ago, in the before, a long time ago. I had a sweater that I was working on. It was called the No Frills sweater. It's gorgeous. It's red, held with black mohair. Absolutely beautiful. I'm completely finished with the body, and I have half of one arm done and nothing on a second arm done. I think that's going to be the one I pull out next to try and finish it so that I can wear it this autumn. Won't that be delightful? I think it'll be delightful. So that, I think, is my plan once that's finished. Other than that, I will be working on my half and half triangle wrap because I want that done so I can snuggle in it because it's so wonderfully squishy and I love it. That's probably it when it comes to the knitting. Work, project, sweater, pull out old sweater. We'll see if I hold true to that, but that's the plan right now. Stitching wise, now here's where we get a little bit, and actually a piece of acquisition will appear in the plans that I didn't show off earlier because it kind of didn't make sense to show it off earlier because it was going to come up in plans. So, oh, I have 2 other acquisitions that I should probably talk about. I didn't just get yarn. Okay, it's 1 other acquisition. I got this. I'm sorry, I forgot. This showed up the other day. This is the Blue Flowers Moonlight Sampler. Oh yeah, I had to get this one. It is just absolutely gorgeous and I needed it, so I did buy that. So I forgot to show that one because that one will not show up in plans because I have nothing for it. Stitching plans. On the 1st, when the first cryptid drops, I shall be doing the first cryptid. Cause? Why wouldn't I? Okay, I may not do it on the 1st because I think the 1st is a Wednesday and I work on Wednesdays, so that may not happen. So it'll be on Thursday. Unless I'm not working on Wednesday, I'm trying to do Thursday or Friday. You don't need my work schedule, whatever. I will be doing the cryptid when it drops. And I'm excited. So there will be that. But also in September, there's a thing called Sampler September. So I kind of feel like I need to start a sampler. I mean, I have plenty going, so working on one of those would make sense. But is that what I'm going to do? No, of course, that's not what I'm going to do. Why would I be logical and work on things that I already have started? Come on, people. You've met me. So, what I'm going to work on and start, let me show you the very exciting thing I have. Ha! I can't show you. I can't show you. Why can't I show you? Because this is Modern Folk Embroidery's sampler that they released with Off the Grid Needle Arts and with her. So there's Leo and Roxy flosses, the Modern Folk Embroidery chart, and it is a mystery. And so I bought the kit, I got it, I shoved it all in a bag. And I mean, the other thing is a giant piece of cardboard that's holding the pattern. I am not opening it until the 1st because that is what they suggested, to wait until the 1st and everybody can open it together on the 1st. Well, not together, but on the 1st, on the same day. And it's kind of like Halloween. So I have this. So I'm excited to open that and start that on September 1st, which leads me to the second part of my plans for stitching for Sampler September. I am a tiny little corner of the internet, so I know most people will already know about, there's 3 people and I'm not remembering all 3. Michelle Bendy, 2 Martini Stitcher, and somebody else. I think it's somebody else. I think there's a 3rd. Anyway, they're doing a marathon of stitching for a charity for murdered and missing Indigenous women, MMIW. And their hashtag for all of this is hashtag marathon MMIW. Now, I don't have a following, so I'm not going to join as someone who goes, hey, donate via this event so that we can donate more money depending on how many hours I stitch. I don't have enough people following me where that would work. So I'm going to donate my own money because I think it's an important thing. If you go to 2 Martini Stitcher's Instagram, she has a link that brings you to all of the stuff, which brings you to the page where you can donate. Because I don't remember the actual name of the charity that they are specifically donating to, just what it helps fund. And I should have looked that up, and I didn't. So bad on me. But I want to support this, which I am through a donation of my own, but I also want to support this with my thoughts and my participation and my awareness, and to help spread that awareness. And so I also am going to try to stitch 100 hours, which is their basic goal. It's 100 hours in September and October. And the people who are signing up, specifically some people are like, hey, I'm going to donate X amount of dollars for every hour you stitch, or however people are doing it. Like I said, I don't have enough people watching me where that would work or make sense. So if you haven't heard about this, please go look it up. That would be fantastic. But the odds of you hearing it from me and not from somebody else who has a lot more people and coverage seems rare, seems small, seems unlikely. But if you haven't, please go find it. It's important. It's interesting, and it's a great thing. So I will be donating money, and like I said, my awareness and thoughts and attention, and trying to help spread that information out there in the world. And part of that, my personal opinion, is I too am going to try and stitch 100 hours in September and October on specific pieces, using specific pieces, not 100 hours on multiple pieces. That I get in time, but I'm going to do it on samplers, because I have several samplers going and I would like to stitch on them. But I also, I have a personal goal, personal plan, that I will donate extra dollars for every hour I don't finish on the stitching, because I know my time and I know how much time I have, and I figure that would be a good way for me to motivate myself to stitch. But I know I'm not going to be able to do 100 hours over 2 months. I know my time and I know my life. I know what's going on in the next 2 months. I'm not going to get to 100 hours. So I need to figure out how much money I want to donate past what I'm already choosing, depending on how many hours I don't work. If I magically get 100 hours in 2 months, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'll figure out another way of donating more money after doing some personal reflection and learning of my own. And that's partly what I'm using this 100 hours marathon for, is my own personal learning and attention, so that I am better aware of such things and of what is going on and how to help. Right, enough of that. So this project, the Modern Folk Embroidery Sampler, is going to be one of the first that I work on, and I'm going to try and get however many hours it takes. If I somehow finish it and it took less than 100 hours, because like I've said, I haven't seen the chart. I know it's on 28 count fabric because they've already released that fact, and I think they've released the fact that there's queen stitches, if I remember, and that's why they have the 28 count, because maybe it isn't queen stitches, but there's a specialty stitch. So I don't know how big this is compared to my time. So if I magically get this finished and there are still more hours and time for me to stitch, I will likely pull out my Bristol Orphan sampler and continue working those hours on that. I will also be working on my Cryptid Sal and doing that as it drops, and this is also why I will not finish the 100 hours. I will also be working on my projects for WIPGO. I've been absolutely terrible with my WIPGO. I just have not been working on those pieces. I got sidetracked and derailed and went, ooh, squirrel, and ran off in a different direction, which just shows that next year when I do my WIPGO, I need to organize that board slightly differently and maybe be less precise on what projects I'm working on and more vague, like, 20 hours on smalls. It could be any small. Anyway, that's for later plans. So yeah, stitching plans, knitting plans. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to September and fall. I really want it to be fall. Right, there's a lot of ums. I've been very distracted trying to get this one up and filmed. So there goes another one. Very distracted trying to get this filmed. Lots have been going on. Such is life. As for a life update, I am still working, like I said earlier, just the 2 days a week. I was already part-time, but I was 3 days a week, but because of my health issues, they're letting me work just 2 days a week until that can get better under control. And I'm hoping I can eventually, soon, move back to my 3 days a week. We will see. I am getting very exhausted working the schedule I have, which is 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on. And that's it. And it is wearing me out because of the health stuff. So hopefully I can try and do 2 days in a row sometime soon and not need a day to recover from a day of work. Health. It's a shitty thing when you don't have it working as it should. Other than that, I am keeping indoors and not going places because COVID numbers are awful again and worse than they've ever been, and hospitalizations are terrible, and they're running out of ERs in the area. And my friends who are in the medical system, who are nurses and the like, they are exhausted and they need help and support mentally and emotionally. And I know that keeping myself safe and limiting any kind of exposure I might have outside of work. I do work in a retail store. We have been masked the whole time, but I do work retail. We do try and keep this social distance, but we are masked, but it is still exposure. But I'm trying to limit anything outside of that as much as I can because they're exhausted. They're exhausted. They are running out of everything. Hope, support, empathy. It's rough. It's really rough on them. I am super glad they are there. I am super glad they are doing what they are doing, and I want to do what limited things I can to help support them. And one of the ways I can do that is by not exposing people and myself to things, so that hopefully cases can go down. And if more people do the not going out and not exposing themselves, numbers will go back down and they will get a break again. And that's beyond the vaccination thing. Get yours. Talk to your doctor if you have questions. It's FDA released. It's FDA approved. Get your shot. PSA. If you have questions, talk to your doctor. They've been to medical school. Yeah. Enough of that. So yeah, I'm staying home. I am limiting my exposure, or trying to, and I am staying with just seeing a couple of vaccinated people, going much back to how things were before the vaccinations were out, and trying to limit things again in that way. I figure every one of us who can do such is helping to ease the burden. And we all need to do our part. At least that's what I think. So, that's life. That's me. That's my plans. That's everything. Thank you for coming to my little TED Talk on take care of people. Take care of your society. Take care of your community. Do your part. And other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, stay stitching, stay knitting, stay taking care of yourself and doing what you can to bring yourself comfort and peace. Until I see you in a fortnight, when it will be September. I know. I wish you all the luck and all the safety and all the joy. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.